4 psychological signals that women notice on men instantly. Ever stroll into a bar thinking you're invisible, only to watch your buddy get checked out while he's busy losing at darts? Here's a little secret. It's not the hair gel or his dad's. A vintage wristwatch. Women spot the psychological signals men leak without even trying. Stuff you can't bottle and sell on late-night TV. Miss these and you'll be wallpaper. Get them right. You're in her head before you even order a drink. So, want to actually show up on women's radar? Here are 4 signals, straight from psychology, and let's be honest, straight from life, that get you noticed instantly. 1. Ego as magnetic confidence. Let's settle this. You do need an ego, not the type where you start every sentence with, "back when I was the man," but the quiet kind where your presence says, "Yeah, I belong here." Think of it this way. A cat never asks permission to sit on the warmest chair. He just stares you down. Until you move, channel a little of that. Confidence isn't about being the loudest guy in the group or turning every conversation into a TED talk about yourself. It's the little stuff posture that doesn't sag a voice, that doesn't squeak, and a face that doesn't look like you just got caught sneaking cookies at midnight. Walk in like you own at least half the chairs in the place. But don't actually say that out loud, and let's be clear, decisiveness is the real MVP. Here, order the steak without reading the menu, like it's the Magna Carta. Pick a table, like you paid the mortgage on it. Women notice the guy who acts like he knows he belongs, and pity the man who needs to check if his seat's taken. Bonus tip. If you ever call yourself king in public, the universe issues you an invisible dunce cap. Don't do it. More than just a posture or tone, confidence reflects a man's internal dialogue. The way you view yourself radiates outward subconsciously and sets the stage for how others perceive you. That inner belief that you are enough creates an aura that draws people in without words. This kind of magnetic confidence signals security, stability, and emotional maturity, all highly attractive traits women pick up on immediately. 2. Controlled spontaneity. Here's the twist: women crave fun, but fun needs a little danger. Just not the calls her ex from a rooftop kind. Money helps, but you don't need yacht money. You need, let's try something different, money. That's a psychological flex, not a flex of your actual wallet. You don't want to be the guy who needs an itinerary to order coffee. At the same time, don't be the maniac who says, "Let's get tattoos at 2 a.m. Trust me, nobody wants to explain that at work on Monday, controlled spontaneity is picking the jazz bar when the steakhouse is too loud, or grabbing street tacos after a fancy dinner, just because it's a wink at adventure, not a sprint toward bankruptcy. You want her to feel safe enough to say yes, and excited enough to wonder what's next. Think Indiana Jones with a retirement plan. Fun, that's just wild enough, but doesn't end with bail money. Controlled spontaneity is about balancing predictability with surprise. It demonstrates you're capable of taking risks, but within limits that make her feel secure and valued. Women pick up on this subtle energy because it shows emotional intelligence and a sense of humor. Those qualities make the experience memorable and make you stand out from the guys who are either boring or reckless. Status and self-respect. Okay, here's the uncomfortable truth. Women are loyal to the guy they want, not the one who sends 12 "you up" texts and a playlist of sad songs. Status isn't about car leases or networking. It's the way you carry yourself when nobody's looking. Calm, present, and so not desperate that if someone handed you a pick-me sign, you'd use it. To light a campfire. Your attention is the reward, not the clearance rack. You give it sparingly, like it cost you real money. The nice guy gives away approval like candy on Halloween. You hand it out like someone passing out cigars after. A baby is born. Once in a blue moon, and only when it matters, self-respect is your baseline. Women spot a man who respects himself, and they respect you back. The win at any cost guy. That's amateur hour. You're not auditioning. You're inviting. Pro tip: if you ever introduce yourself as an alpha male, congratulations, you're officially not. The wolf never has to say he's the wolf. The sheep already know. Status in this context is psychological status, which means your level of self-esteem, emotional regulation, and social grace. It's a quiet strength that doesn't need to be flaunted or shouted about. It's the difference between being respected and being liked, and those are not the same thing. When you operate from a place of true self-respect, you inspire trust and admiration, which are foundational to meaningful connections. 4. Presence through discipline. Ever notice the guy who's steady when everything's going sideways? That's discipline. Most men twitch, check their phone, or start narrating their fantasy football team when they get nervous. But the man who's just there, anchored, listening eyes, not darting like he's tracking a fly, that guy gets remembered. You want your focus to be like a black hole. Everything around it gets sucked in. When you listen, you listen. When you talk, it's because you've got something to say, not because you hate silence. Emotional control isn't about never getting rattled. It's about getting rattled and making it look like you meant to do that. If a drink spills, you crack a joke. If someone cuts you off, you pause, then keep your cool. That's presence. The guy who melts down over spilled wine. He's one minor inconvenience away from writing an angry Yelp review. If you ever smash your phone in frustration, just know somewhere a group of mature women just collectively sighed and swiped left. Discipline here is more than self-control. It's a mental toughness that allows you to navigate social situations with grace and confidence. It's the hallmark of emotional intelligence, which women find incredibly attractive because it signals stability and reliability. Presence rooted in discipline lets you create a magnetic energy that makes people feel safe and valued in your company. Closing, CTA. So remember ego. You've actually earned fun with a brake pedal status. You don't advertise and discipline. You don't need to Instagram women. Spot these things from across the room. Get them down, and you're not just in the conversation, you are the conversation. And if you want more real tested dating signals, no guru nonsense, just what women notice when you think nobody's watching, stick around, hit subscribe. And welcome to the world where invisible guy at the bar is officially a thing of the past. Thanks for watching Psychology 2, Duro, where we decode the signals that shape attraction and connection. Let's keep leveling up your social game together.